So today I'm going to be talking about my question 4 in the evaluation, which is how did you use media technologies in the construction and research, planning, evaluation stages? Now, with technology for this project, I really wanted to vary myself. I really wanted to use a vast amount of platforms because I felt that movies these days, they get a lot of exposure through technology, through social media and stuff like that, so I wanted to use this to my advantage. So with the actual editing of my movie, I used Serif Movie Plus. Now, I had used Serif before. I found it to be a very good software to use. It's easy, it's good, it's easy to operate. I know my way around, and I thought it would be perfect for the teaser trailer that I was making. I was able to use effects, transitions, audio, stuff like that very easily in Serif. It allowed me to really experiment a lot in comparison to Adobe, where with the Adobe software I found it very hard because it's much more professional, it's much more introverted, has a lot more elements in it, and I personally thought that because my teaser trailer was very, I wanted to make it very simplistic. I wanted to make it simplistic but with effect. I thought that Serif would be perfect for it because it wasn't something that was very complicated. I mean, it had its hard parts to it. I did struggle at times, but I managed to persevere. I managed to work things out. I managed to implement those things into my actual teaser trailer, and I thought that it came out very well. So Serif Movie Plus was a very good software to use. I used it in my actual teaser trailer, so yeah, it was very good. Now, to actually shoot my teaser trailer, I used a Nikon D3500 camera. It's a digital camera, so I was able to film with it. I was able to take pictures with it for my location scout, for my character profiles, and I thought it's a very good camera. It's very effective. It's got a fantastic lens. It's a very modern camera, so it's good. It's up to date. I found it during filming. It was very good. Because it's very portable, so I was able to move it around and use it in different places, which was really good. I mean, it had really good technical aspects in the actual camera itself. So that allowed me to, change up different things, the ISO, the aperture, to the shutter speeds, to get different viewpoints for the actual filming, which was very good. So I'd say the Nikon D3500 was a very good camera to use. Now, moving on to actually computer softwares and using the internet, I used Prezi. Now, I used Prezi in my research stage. I used Prezi to look at Quentin Tarantino, the director, and some of the movies that he's made. Tarantino is a director that I was very inspired by, especially his film Reservoir Dogs, which had a big inspiration on my teaser trailer. So I used Prezi to kind of document his movie career, some of his films, and I thought Prezi was really good. It was easy to use. It was very creative. It had shapes and sizes that I could, use. I could create boxes and put text in it. I could use images. Overall, I thought it was very good. The actual transition style was very good. How it jumps from one box to another box. It's very modern. It's very interactive, which I thought was really good. It allowed me to really create something that was really creative and that had a lot of depth to it. I also used eMaze. eMaze is more of a slide by slide software on the internet. I used eMaze to look at different films and how they were marketed. So I looked at the actual poster for the movie, the actors in a magazine promoting the movie, and I spoke about the movie itself, which is why I used eMaze. eMaze was also very creative. It had a lot of shapes and sizes. It had a lot of characters that you could put into the actual slide. It was very cartoony, so which I thought was good because it added a different element to my research. I thought it was, because my research was meant to be very serious, a look at films. I thought that Emaze allowed me to make it creative. It allowed me to use images, use different types of text, which I really enjoyed. I thought it's a very easy software. In comparison to Prezi, I think it was probably a bit harder because of all the because you're confined to a slide, so you have to move things about. You have to place them in the right places, which was a struggle at times, but I managed to get through it, and I thought the slides, the actual presentation itself was fantastic. Now I'm going to talk a bit about Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Publisher, the standard things that you would use if you're creating, if you're researching, if you're planning stuff. Word was standard. Word I used to do the analysis of the actual movies that I was studying. I had done Black Mass, The Accountant, Live by Night, Nightcrawler. I analysed those films on Microsoft Word, and I thought it was really good. Microsoft Word is, it's easy to use. You got a lot of fonts. You got word art. You got a lot of features that are accessible, and it really allowed me to, I felt comfortable writing on it. And overall, it's a really good software. Publisher I used on my research stage to find out what tribe I was for the Channel 4, the UK tribes. I was a townie, and so I had to make a sheet that described my tribe and who they were, what their interests were, their hobbies, what they would wear, stuff like that. So I thought I'd use Publisher because it's going to be a whole just one sheet. I thought Publisher was perfect because I could then use images, I could use different fonts, the word art, stuff like that, which is very creative, and it added to my actual research process. Now I used Adobe Photoshop a lot. I used Photoshop during my ancillary tasks for my poster and the magazine. Photoshop was amazing. It really allowed me to make something really professional, something that looked real. I've used Photoshop before. It's hard to adjust to, but once you get the hang of things, I think it's really good. You can really create something amazing because you've got so many features that are prominent on the actual software. You've got stuff like you can cut, you can crop, you can blend stuff out, you can blend things together. You've got loads of colours, which I thought was amazing. It really allowed me to take it to the next step because it allowed me to make something that was really professional, that looked real, that something was believable. If something that you saw on Google, and if you saw my magazine or poster on Google, you'd think, well, hold up, is that a real movie? Because it looks so real, which Photoshop was amazing for, and it really helped. Now, I also used a microphone Zoom H1 handy recorder to get some audience feedback for my ancillaries. I thought the recorder was very good. It picked up sound exceptionally, very smooth. Overall it was good. It was a bit hard to learn because the recorder is very modern. It's not your typical recorder, but once you adjust to it, sound is amazing. You can pick up whatever you want, and it's really good for interviewing. Now, getting on to social media. Social media was very prominent with my ancillary task and my research. I used YouTube a lot for my research, where I looked at different teaser trailers. I looked at stuff like Rogue One, Black Mass, The Accountant, Live by Night, stuff like that. And I thought YouTube was really helpful because YouTube allowed me to look at other pieces of art and it inspired me to take inspiration and implement that into my own work. I also used YouTube during actually uploading my teaser trailer to YouTube, where I've been getting views. So I think overall it's a really good website, really good form of social media. It allows you to pick up knowledge really well. I also used Instagram. Now, I uploaded my ancillary tasks, my poster, my magazine to Instagram because I wanted to get exposure for it. I wanted to get feedback. On Instagram, I actually got 38 likes on my picture, which is very impressive for me. I thought the amount of people that saw it. I have over 200 followers, so people did see it, that they saw what it was like. Even Jay Saunders commented saying it's very attractive. The text looks very bold and very captivating, which is great feedback to get from Instagram. It's a fantastic app to use, another form of social media that I can use to my advantage and get some feedback on. And last year I also used Snapchat. I had 71 people view my actual magazine and poster, and I had 2 screenshots. Those 2 screenshots say that people really enjoyed my magazine and poster. They wanted to screenshot to look at it further, to look at it more in depth. And I just had 71 people view it, which is very impressive. It's all about getting it out there, getting attention for my magazine and poster, which I feel like I did. And yeah, I mean, overall the social media was very good for me as well. It allowed me to broaden my horizons and use a different element of technology. I mean, overall, my technology for this whole project was, I think, very good. I mean, I used a varied amount. I used different types, so I didn't just stick to actual camera technology. I went on websites. I looked at different stuff, different websites, different apps. I used social media very prominently, which I don't think I did. I did last year. Last year I don't think I used social media at all. But this year I really wanted to implement social media into my actual project, and I thought overall the technology that I used was good, and I really enjoyed doing it. I had a varied amount, and I learned a lot.